climbing ain't feeling right. Hash rates dropping, profits thin as air. I'm digging for gold, but there's none down there. I got the crypto mining blues, feeling like I just can't choose. But there's a spark in the AI glow. Rent my computer, let the profits grow. Once I was king with my GPUs, now I'm stuck paying the power dues. Every coin I mine feels heavier than lead, but I hear whispers of a future ahead. I got the crypto mining blues, feeling like I just can't lose. Switch my power to the AI flow, turn this burden into a glow. I see the light, it's flickering on. AI's calling my machines to respond. No more digging in the blockchain dirt. This pivot might just heal the hurt. I got the crypto mining blues, but I'm stepping in brand new shoes. The AI train's on a steady roll, gonna recompute and regain control.
I was digging deep in the digital ground, hoping for treasure, but nothing was found. The rigs were buzzing, the heat was real, electric bills biting like a thief who steals. The crypto mining blues got me feeling low. The profits are gone, where did they go? But there's a light shining through the haze. Renting compute might just save my day. I stacked up GPUs, thought I'd strike it rich, but the market's a beast with a wicked glitch. Hash rates climbing, rewards falling flat. Chasing that coin, I'm chasing a cat. Crypto mining blues got me feeling low. The profits are gone, where did they go? But there's a light shining through the haze. Renting compute might just save my day. AI knocking, it's a brand new game, whispering sweet that it knows my name. Ran out the power, let it learn and dream. A smarter hustle, a brand new scheme. Now my GPUs hum a different tune, training models under the cyber moon. No more digging, no more feudal race, just AI visions lighting up the space. Crypto mining blues got me feeling low. The profits are gone, where did they go? But there's a light shining through the haze. Renting compute might just save my days. Now my GPUs hum a different tune, training models under the cyber moon. No more digging, no more feudal race, just vast AI visions, lighten up the space.
Merry Christmas, everybody. This was inspired by none other than 10 Minutes to Midnight, the thing we showed last week. And my wife saw it, and she found this, and we already had this from something else. So there you go. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year. What the mech Santa? Anyway, I thought you guys might get a kick out of that. Man, it's been a day. It's been a week. It's kind of been a year as well, but we'll go over like what everybody's year has been like. You know, there's always good and bad with every year. Just the way that life is, you know. So let me go down, see who's here. Populization number 122. Good to see you, sir. Black Hat team. Rud Puts is in the house. All right, I'm trying to Manmit King Juju. Manmit King Juju? Did I pronounce that right? Anyway, welcome. Mine some 10. Good to see you, sir. Toxic Miner, Automatic Beats, Frogman Mining, Todd Tebow, Rizzo, Gaming with Smokey Dan, the Mr. Panda. That's RPM to all you. And we got Mental Mining UK. Let's see who else. Anybody else? I think oh, nope, still scrolling down. Integra Guy is here. The Pirate. Let's see. Did I miss anybody in between? Don't think so. Mr. X625. Crazy Seeker. And 10 Minutes to Midnight. Now that's 10 Minutes to Midnight 1. Is somebody trolling me? That's not really the 10 Minutes to Midnight? Huh. Wonder. And with Sunflower Mom. Oh, Sunflower Mom is here. Man, sometimes I scroll over my people in blue. Alrighty, well, I will be having a guest tonight. Maybe two. We'll see. If Mine Some 10 wants to join, I wouldn't mind if you would join as well if he feels like it. I will shoot him an invite in case he does. No pressure if you don't feel like it's not a problem, but I thought it'd be kind of fun having you on as well. Hang on. Give me 1 second while I... And I know it's Mine Something, not Mine Some 10. All right, and pretty sure that's him. And then I need to copy this, paste it there. Yeah, that's him. All right. And I forgot one thing here. All right, there we go. Let's see. All right, let me see what other comments I might have missed. I pronounced it well. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Madmit King Juju. It doesn't make it any easier the second and third time you do it. Billy Bob Thornton was the best Santa. Yeah, I'm thinking Toolman Tim, best Santa, in my mind. Bree 4809, welcome. And let's see. Red Panda Pressure, join Mine Some 10. Think of the children. You have a cold. No problem, Mine Some 10. I just thought I'd send it just in case. Yeah, there's definitely something going on. I kind of felt bad because I was struggling with my thumbnail tonight, I learned you need to open up a new chat for every single thumbnail that you make in Gemini, because it kept, whenever I would click download on that picture, it would always download the first picture that was in that thread. And it was frustrating the heck out of me. And so instead of just opening up a new chat, I just kept struggling with it. Anyway, my son wasn't feeling well. He wanted to take a shower. I'm like, I'll be done in a minute. I'll take a shower first so that you can take the longest shower you want. And he just ended up going to bed because it took me like 35 minutes to finally just get it good enough. So felt bad for him, and he's not feeling good. So yeah, we had some people, my brother-in-law got sick on Christmas. So others may come down with it. So far, so good for me. This wasn't the ideal week to be following it up with. I had 4 o'clock start, which means I have to get up at 2 in the morning. I had to do that Tuesday and Friday and today. And if you don't know this, as you get older, you can't just like modify your clock. So my clock right now is all over the place. So I got like 5 hours of sleep last night. But it really had caught up to me. So I got home from work. I was falling asleep at work. I was so tired. And then slept for 2 hours, and my wife woke me up at 6. So yeah, that was good that she did that, because that's what time I wanted to get up. But yeah, I was out cold. Probably would have woken up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. But thankfully Monday is the last day that my first shift supervisor is out, and also it's a 6 o'clock start instead of a 4 a.m. clock start. So yeah. So anyway, so excuse me if I'm a little out of sorts tonight, because it's just, like I said, my clock's just really off right now. But Hobbyist will be joining me tonight, or at least he said he's going to. I think he's just finishing up something. He said he was going to be here in a bit. Don't know if Crootman's going to be joining us. He was kind of vague. So just fine. I think he just hadn't made it a decision for himself. So if he's listening, no pressure, Crootman. No pressure. You know, the 10 minutes to midnight thumbnail had all three of us. So just saying, and I'm all dressed up to the nines, you know. Did I do it all for nothing? Trying to fulfill that, you know. Manifest that thumbnail. Alrighty. Well, put in the chat. So what tech did you guys get for Christmas? Or, you know, hey, if you're anything like me, what tech did you buy yourself around Christmas and, you know, not Good Friday, Black Friday, Cyber Monday? What did you guys buy yourself? So gave me a Smoky Dan. Maybe he's fixing his outfit. Yeah, maybe he's trying to match that. That could be. Maybe he can't find that sweater that he knows he has that matches the color in the thumbnail. So that could definitely be. Hey, I've heard of Stranger Things. I've definitely heard of Stranger Things. Red Panda mining. Oh, that is not tech. Red Panda. That is not tech. That is purely entertainment. You could make a small argument for investment, but that is entertainment. Definitely entertainment. Never seen that show. Did I mention a show? Which show are you talking about, Game of Smoky Dan? Investment. Okay. It might be an investment. Is it going to go the way of the Beanie Baby? Remember one of those? Beanie Babies were like super expensive, and they went up hugely in value, and then where are they now? Where are they now? Oh, Stranger Things. I have not seen that show, actually. I have never seen Stranger Things. This is John McClane felt in Nakatomi Tower. Oh, we got to start an argument? whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Don't eat. You're triggering Sunflower Mama if she's still here. Definitely triggering her. Sorry, I'm going scrolling up. Yeah, I definitely missed Dan Aykroyd. Oh, okay. If I come on, I'm going to be really pessimistic. I don't want to bring you guys down. Oh, we're not talking about like what the markets are doing. We're definitely not talking about that. At least that's not my plan. But again, I just posted a short today actually from last week's live stream where I talked about it. If you're not going to trade in, being long, trade in the volatility. Small wins along the way. You know how volatile the market is. And if you're getting out of the market sooner rather than later and always locking in those gains, and you're doing that multiple times a year, if you're just doing a 5% gain, but you do a 5% gain once a month, just once a month, you're going to end up with a 60% gain at the end of the year. Now, I know that's not crazy crypto values, and there is definitely risk. I mean, you could buy on the dip and it goes down further. Definitely can happen. But yeah, I'm not feeling real great about where we're going to be in 2027. There's been record layoffs. The economy has continued to grow, but most of that, or I shouldn't say most of it. Obviously, the economy is made up of a lot of different things. But if you take out the AI component, the economy is doing really poorly right now. Of course, you could say that, well, if you take this out or you take that out, it's part of the economy, right? Yes, it is. And I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but there's a lot of circular money going on right now. That this money's going over there, and it's recycling money. But yet still all getting counted as growth in the economy. So, yeah. And I don't think that we're going to see an AI quote unquote bubble anytime soon. But I do believe that we are going to see a downturn in the market. It's hard to say exactly when. I mean, we keep hitting all-time highs, but man, I just don't see it being congruent with what's going on in the economy. The market just doesn't seem to reflect what's actually happening in the economy. So it seems like a lot of wishful thinking. But with that said, what comes with a downturn in the economy is, yes, we'll see a crash in crypto. But, and I said I wasn't going to talk about it. But what happened shortly thereafter? Lots of money, lots of quantitative easing, lots of printing money. And what does that do? That immediately spikes crypto. Or it should say immediately, but it definitely spikes the crypto market. So I think that we have to see a downturn before we see a really big upturn. Which I think will happen in 2027. That's my 2 cents. We'll see. We shall see what happens. All right, let me see if there was anybody else. Let me catch up on chat. Let's see. Call of Duty 7. We got Call of Duty 7. That's cool. Was Call of Duty 7 out? Didn't even know that. Not a Christmas movie and no Netflix. Got it. Like I said, fight me is what Sunflower Mama's saying right now. Not a Christmas movie. Worko's T28 flashlight 3000 lumen. Gosh, you sound like the warehouse manager in the other building. He has like a flashlight collection. Like literally he collects flashlights. I guess it's a thing. I had no idea. I bought myself a solar trickle battery charger for my car. I have a phantom drain I can't find. That sounds useful. Definitely useful. My toy is 20-volt snow shovel. Nice. I'm hoping that we won't have much in the way of snow going forward, but I find that it's been kind of a wet winter so far, so I kind of think that's probably going to continue, but we'll see. Let's see. Have you tested with bulb test on a negative terminal on the battery? Oh, we're talking about the leak, the phantom drain. Who needs Netflix when you have Pirate Bay? Need watched ads in years. I haven't watched ads in years. Ahead of all UK shows by a year or two, as watch US shows mostly. Oh, cool. Yeah, I was able to translate the Gaming with Smokey Dandism. I got it. After 2 a.m. here. That just sounds like excuses there, Gaming with Smokey Dan. Let's see. So he started troubleshooting that. Rizzo did. Got some automation stuff for grow tents. So funny you mentioned that. So I'd mentioned this before. I got AC Infinity. I'll call it a smart power strip, which has been doing great. It's been controlling both of my fans. I was hoping it would control my in fans as well. The problem is that when you turn them off, the fan completely turns off. When you turn the outlet back on, you have to actually hit the switch. You know, fans don't have BIOS, you know, where you can say AC always on. Unfortunately, at least not this particular fan. So that's kind of a bummer, but the outlet fans, which is mainly what I need for the winter, it's fine. In the summer, I pretty much just keep the in fans on all the time. So, let's see. Oh, I see him. I see him. Let me make a few changes. Give me a second.
I do not hear you, but I don't know if you hear me, but I don't hear you in the... He's so serious right now. I can't hear you. You feel free to message me on Discord. Hello, hello. But I don't hear you, Max. Hang on. I want to make sure it's not on my side, but I did do the little test thing and it made the dink noise in this program. Yeah, I hear the dink noise in the test feature. And I can hear you on YouTube, but not in this program. Yeah, we can hear Hobbyist fine. We can't hear Max, is what they're saying. Yeah. I can't hear you and chat can't hear you on the live stream.
So until I get the mic
can
figured out,
replay-
I'm
there you
gonna
go.
leave
Okay,
it.
guys.
I'm gonna leave it here, and I am
It looks
going
like
to
nobody
see.
can hear you on
No,
either
I
side
got
right
it. Let
now.
me.
They just
Oh,
get
I
the
know.
hobbyist show right now.
I know what it is.
Okay, I just played the YouTube live stream, and I
Yes, I
can hear
just
you on
turned
the live stream.
That. Why would it do that?
Professor Max, hard at work.
Okay.
people.
I got it.
Hey!
That is so weird. So what it did is it tried to select two audio sources. Why it selected the camera audio source is beyond me. But when it selected two, it wouldn't use anything. But once I deselected,
You know what? I'm just glad it wasn't me. All right, I'm just
It
glad
wasn't you.
wasn't-
Technically, it wasn't me
Yes.
either because I did not change the audio sources. That's really strange. But as soon
That's
as I
really
fixed
funny.
that, but I'm like, okay, but hey, we troubleshotted it, you know, and we got it to the point where it was
Do it
my
live.
audio. So there we
That's
go.
cool.
Cool.
That's awesome. I like the jacket. I like the hat. Look at you. You're so stylish right now. So
You know,
good.
this was totally not me that thought of this. The wife saw it. She's like, oh my gosh. And then she looked it up and was like $50. She's like, okay, I got to get
Love
that.
it.
And then
Love
the
it.
hat we had, it's like all sequin and
Yeah.
everything. It's like really
That
like
is I would like to see the jacket match the hat, though. I want to see a sequence jacket next year. All right, all right, Sunflower Mama. I want a sequence jacket to match that hat. It'd be awesome.
No, I don't think we're gonna be doing that. I don't think you're gonna see me in a sequin jacket next year. This is
Oh,
about as
like-
good
hey,
as you're gonna get.
I wore my Santa hat on my Tuesday live stream. Comes out once a year. That's it.
Cool.
Done.
Cool.
Good to go.
Yeah, I did see that. I was unfortunately like this week was just stupid busy at work.
I get it. I get it.
But the good thing was that this customer, again, I don't disclose who the customers are or anything, but this customer is very unusual, especially in the logistics space. They seriously care. The guy that we mainly deal with at this customer used to work for the company that I work for in the
that's
role
nice.
I'm currently in.
Good catch. You're
And
busy this week? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, it was like super
Okay.
busy this week. And
Yep.
but what they ended up doing is they bought meals for us
That's cool.
yesterday and today. The guy came down, did like a giveaway for all of the forklift operators where he gave away like iPods and a lot of really cool stuff.
iPod.
A
What year is it?
PS5.
What year is it? An iPod.
Well, I know, I'm telling you. And no, 'cause
Okay.
no customers do this.
Yeah,
It was
that's cool, though.
really
That's
cool.
nice. That's
And this
great.
isn't like a sales team. This is the forklift operator.
yeah.
You know,
That's
obviously
nice. That's good for
Glenn Gary,
them.
Glenn Ross, you know,
Mm-hmm.
anyway, but yeah,
Great.
it was just, they're a really great customer, but as with all customers, they are demanding and they really
Yeah.
put us to the test this week. And the guys came through and yeah, we're in good shape heading into next week. So yeah, all good and can feel a lot more comfortable going into next week. That next week should be, I should knock on wood, should be a slower week, which should be good.
That's good. I will say it had an absolute blast on Tuesday doing that live stream that I did.
Cool.
With the giveaways. I came up with it like the day before, and I was like, how can I do giveaways with like being different and creative and like gamifying this? And so yeah, it all came together, which I was really thrilled about. Gave away 19 of the 23 items that I had put aside. Just ran out of time. And I did have to go pick up my daughter. I sound like Red Panda. He's always like, oh, I gotta go drive my son somewhere. But this time I had to go pick up my daughter. She was about 45 minutes away to pick her up there. And yeah, it was great. Absolutely had a blast. It was really cool. For those that didn't catch the live stream, what we did was I had my red Santa hat on, and I came up with this idea where I had 23 items to give away, and they were items that I had been provided for videos. Because whenever I do a video with sponsors or with manufacturers, I always request 2 of everything, so I can give away one of those items in that video. And then I keep a list of the people that win, and I like notify them via YouTube. But sometimes people don't get back to me, like they just don't claim the prize. And so I hold on to those. And this year I had 23 of those. So I laid them out on the floor and I numbered each one. And then what I did was I went over and I was hitting up Max like 30 minutes before this live stream started. And I'm like, I'm trying to use Grok to create an image with 23 packages with a tag on each package that has a number. And Grok was doing it, but it would like have some numbers twice or some numbers missing. So I hit up Max, and I knew Max was a little busy, but he was trying to. And I also the only other person I knew that had like subscriptions to other platforms was Geek of All Trades. So I hit him up at the same time and was like, who could get it to me the fastest? And Geek of All Trades got it to me, so it worked out perfect. Cool. And it wasn't even perfect. I actually had to go. I was like, screw it. I'm going into Photoshop and I'm just going to edit the numbers. Like sometimes it's just easy to go back to basics.
Yeah, because I was getting same thing. It was duplicate number.
Yeah. Yep. So I went ahead and did that. And then what I had people do, which was very different, was I really liked how Red Panda Mining did the Wheel of Names. Like I was like, that's a really cool concept, but I always saw Panda struggle with it. So instead I created a Google form that was like, go to this Google form, fill out your username, and then that'll put you in the running. And I'm also trying to accumulate email addresses for a newsletter I'm launching early next year. So I added that in there as like a, hey, bonus, if you want to sign up for the newsletter, here's a great opportunity. But if not, just put in your account name. So we had, by the time the stream ended, because people come and go, right? They join the stream, they leave. The stream's about 2 hours long. We had 500 names in this wheel of names that had signed up. Like people coming and going within the stream, which was great. And so we'd spin the wheel and it would land on max voltage, let's say. And I would have an open item. So I'd be like, okay, the first open item is this Bidax Gamma. Max, do you want the Bidax Gamma? Or you can pick one of the numbers from like a graphic that was number. And so Max could pick.
Or would you like what's behind door number 2?
Yeah, exactly. So I had the graphic up and I was like, pick the number you want. And they'd be like, number 6. And I go get number 6 and be like, okay, Max, you get this t-shirt with a water bottle from Luxor. And I'm like, oh, dang, I should have took like the open item, but that's what they got. And then I'd spin the wheel again and be like, all right, Johnny, do you want the Bidax Gamma or do you want to try your luck? So some people took the open item and the open item changed. And then other people picked a number, which worked out well. So some of the bigger hit items, there was like a BMM 101 from Brains. There was a gold shell bite with all of the cards. So you got the Tari card, you got the Doge card, you got the Lithium card, you got all the different cards in there. And then the other one of the numbers was red, and nobody had picked it till like 3/4 of the way through. And someone's like, I'm picking this red one. Why is that tag red? And it was, I got gifted this from a company. It was a brewing set made by Tesla that I got gifted to me. Yeah, it's got 2 beers in it. It's called the Cyber Brew, and it's got 2 Tesla mugs in it. It comes in this really cool looking case and everything. So I gifted that to that. So that's what was the red one type of deal. So yeah, it's actually brew. Like if you look it up, you can look up Cyber Brew. It's actually a beer out there. So I had an absolute blast. It was so much fun. But now tomorrow I got to go through like all the packages and like the people emailed me to like figure out logistics and all that. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Absolutely looking forward to it. But yeah, Tuesday was a great time.
Cool. Good to hear. Good to hear. I'm sorry I missed it. Could have won something.
Well, I'm sorry you missed it. All right, come on now.
Yeah, it was. But anyway, but yeah, thankfully, did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, it was good. We only traveled once to my parents. They're about 2 hours away. Other than that, hung around here, which was great. Other than that, it was wonderful. No issues, no challenges. Yeah, I mean, we got a little bit of snow right before, so it worked out well. And then we just got a crazy snow ice storm came through last night. That came through, but yeah, like everything was like covered in like, I'd rather have, as you know, I'd rather have snow than ice.
Everybody
like,
would.
Freezing
Ice
rain, hail,
Yeah.
rain. It was terrible. So yeah, it did all work out. But yeah, what about yours? Have a good one?
It was good. My brother-in-law got sick. I think my son may not have gotten it.
No.
That's kind of unfortunate. But other than that, it was good to see everybody.
Okay.
But yeah, it was good. It was good.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Able to remember those that passed this year. We had a couple people pass, and we were talking a bit about that. And actually, on Christmas, one of my dad's old friends I have his phone number forwarding to my cell phone, and I saw him. It was filtered, so I saw like who
Okay.
he was, but I didn't answer it
Okay.
in time, so I called him back. But
Mm.
yeah, it was an old friend of his. Went to church. They went to the same church for years. He actually like recruited him into the geezer group of Avis drivers, retired,
Oh, okay.
geezer group. That's what they kind of did in their
Yeah.
spare time.
Yeah.
So lots of stories. But anyway, so I spent about 20 minutes on the phone with him after I gave him the unfortunate news that my dad had passed away
Okay.
earlier this year. But
Yeah.
but it was good to hear him talk about how much my dad talked about me and people in my
Oh, yeah,
family,
yeah.
my
Always nice.
son, my daughter. Like, he got very specific about all the stories that he told about his family. So
Okay.
that was very, very touching.
Good.
So
Glad you guys
yeah.
had a good Christmas. That's awesome.
Yep.
I love it. All right, so now I got to ask, what projects is Max getting into this week? Did you get?
Oh
into
my God,
anything?
I have to talk about all the projects that I did last week.
Oh,
'Cause,
okay.
man, it's
Feel
been
free.
a very, very productive week. So
Oh, that's awesome.
the first thing that I did was, I've been talking about community solar in the live streams. I haven't done the actual video. And where I was getting stuck was, I wanted to be able to monetize it. Makes sense. I'm providing
Okay.
this information, and people are going to go start
Okay.
looking for the information. I would like to get affiliate revenue if I can.
Sure.
And I'm like, how am I going to do this? And I'm like, well, the easiest way is to actually build a website. So
Okay.
I built a website. And hang on a second. Let me pull up.
After you show us, I will share my idea for monetizing this. So it wasn't
Okay.
a website, so now I'm curious. But please keep going. Love to see it.
Yeah, let me sorry, I gotta move things around. I actually only have 3 open browser windows.
Whoa, you feeling
I know.
okay? Oh, you
I
feeling
am.
okay?
I'm still feeling okay. Yeah, like I said, I got a bunch of stuff done this week. There are a bunch of projects that I've been
feels
talking
great.
about. And, so let me pull this one up. What's the
Take your time.
I think about what the name of the site was. All right, let me share the screen.
Gaming with Smokey Dan. Did you use Squarespace? Asking for a friend.
No, I did not use Squarespace.
Okay.
I used Claude. So
there you go. Nice.
I have been so one of the other things I did recently, I don't know if I did it before last stream or if I've done it since. I think I did it before last week's stream, and I think I talked about it a little bit, but I'm using Claude in Terminal. And
Okay.
the cool thing about it is that you tell it to do stuff. And now when it creates a website, it's creating all the files on your computer. And then,
localized. Okay.
yeah, and then you tell it that you want it to upload to GitHub. So you run the command
nice.
within, and it takes
And
those
bam.
files and puts them up to GitHub. And then it told me how to move it over to Vercel, to deploy it on Vercel. So right now it's deployed on Vercel, but I went out and bought the Find domain. And yeah, it
That's
works
awesome.
pretty well.
I'm
You
not
can
gonna
either
lie.
type
I
in your-
just tried to scroll down on the screen, trying to like look at the page. I'm like, wait, I can't scroll down. It's not on my screen. I just tried. I'm like, I feel like
do
an idiot,
that
but I'm gonna share.
all the time. I want to see what's down there. I want this.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Right.
That's
So there's
great.
not much more
That's
to
cool.
it. That's pretty much it. But I want to build this out. It does have a calculator, so that I didn't even ask for it. Just put it in there, which I thought was cool.
Yep.
But you can put in your zip code. Now, the interesting thing is when you put in the zip code, it most of the time will not put in the here, let me put in Joliet 60148, I think. And that's the other thing is I gotta somehow fix the text.
Okay.
See how it's like so faint, you can barely see it, so I gotta fix that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that one's actually correct.
Okay.
So some of the zip codes are right, some of the zip codes are not, but it doesn't matter. It's really about the state, and it will always put you in the state. But if we like pull up Massachusetts, so it actually, if I tell it that there's a promotion, what the promotion is, it will put in this, which then it'll say view offer, and it'll use my affiliate link.
Oh,
Same thing
got
with
you,
Nexamp.
got you.
But right
That's
now,
sick.
yeah. So right now,
Yeah.
Clearway Solar and Nexamp are the only 2 affiliate links I have. I've put in requests for others to add to this. And where I kind of got this idea from was I built something like this back in the mid 2000s for rideshare. I basically developed a directory of insurance agents that sold rideshare specific insurance. This is back
Oh, okay.
when it was still
Smart.
new, and none of the insurance companies, most of the insurance companies were like, we won't cover if you're a rideshare driver. So, but there were some that were just starting to. So we developed that directory, and I
great.
was the one selling those listings. And I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to sell the listings, but I might be able to sell some banner ads also on this. So
Okay.
it's a work in progress. But the other thing I want to do is I want to make a blog for this as well, where I'm putting the videos I plan to make on this, and then putting the transcripts in as similar to what you did, actually, where you take the text and you put it into like a blog article, so that people can look it up that way as well. Because there's a lot of really cool things with community solar, including if you have low income, your chances of being able to pay so much less for power is amazing. So that's one of the other things I want to add into this, somehow, some way. It may just be through an article and just say you're going to need to look it up. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about this.
I am wondering, I mean, I think it's awesome. Fantastic. Love it. I am wondering if on the homepage, like when you enter in your zip code, you have something with a pop-up or something on there for providing their email address to sign up for a newsletter on solar.
That's
and
a good
then
idea.
and then because that's where the money is at, is newsletters and accumulating email addresses. So if you can do that, and even if you really wanted to go crazy, you could tie it to a platform. Like I just signed up for Beehive. That's the platform I'm going to use for the newsletter that I have. And you could do 2 ways. If you found an API avenue to connect it with Beehive, then it would accumulate over there, or it would just accumulate in a text file and you could grab them from there. But being able to then send out a newsletter once a month with helpful information about solar, community solar, or those articles you're talking about, maybe that's a better platform than putting it on here. Now, the value though is if you have an article section on this page, you're getting organic search, because you're having new items added to the site. So you could put it in both places, right? You could have the article and you could talk about the article and give a quick little synopsis in the newsletter.
If you think
and
about
then link it over to here.
Yeah, a lot of the emails that you get, when it comes to like information, they'll put like a short little blurb and then it'll be a link to the actual full article.
Correct. Yep.
So
And that's
do
what I'm
something
thinking
like that.
for you. Yeah, would be a great avenue to go. So that's something I would consider there for sure. Because that email, even though it's not a direct avenue to monetize, it's an indirect avenue that you can monetize later, which I think is really, really good. And I think would be great. Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, I think even over here, ideas of like, what is community solar? Like, and putting your own section over there so people understand it and stuff. But no, this is awesome. I mean, I love to see kind of off the ground. This is a utility tool, which I think would be great. So well done.
I was like, when I came up with this idea, it was just kind of like all these thoughts ran into my mind, and I'm like, okay, let's just do this. Let's stop thinking about it. Let's think about it as we're doing it. And and it was really, really fun to do.
Great.
There were obviously some hiccups along the way. No, this isn't working, and you didn't do this right. You need to fix this. And but Claude, the thing is, when you give it specific errors, it's like, oh yeah, sorry, this is what's wrong with it. So
that's nice.
It works out really well. So I will be putting out, hopefully before I go to CES, I'll be putting out at least one video on community solar.
Sweet.
So, but yeah, and this will be obviously like the teaser at the beginning and the delivery at the end. But it'll just be a general article about how it works and what my results were. How I've done with it. Still don't have a bill from ComEd since August.
Well, the nice thing is with the YouTube stuff, you could absolutely create a series on like, what is community solar?
Right.
How did you take advantage of community solar?
Yep.
How is it benefiting you? Like, you could literally create a whole series of that, and
That's
could
the plan.
all be available
Every 2 weeks.
Smart.
Every 2 weeks
Smart.
is the
I like
plan, to put out a video about community solar.
Okay.
And then mixed in will be a whole bunch of other things I've been meaning to get to. But this one has been just nagging at me because I really wanted to do this. So it was really kind of blocking me from doing other things that I also wanted to do, because I just wasn't sure how I wanted to deliver it. Because the biggest thing was, I was like, okay, I'm going to tell everybody about this, but if I don't point them in the right direction of what to go look for,
yeah,
they're just going to stop in their tracks and nothing will come of it. So anyway, so the other part of it is I also have to roll out other states. These were the top states. Actually, they said they didn't have Illinois in there. They had New York, Massachusetts, Minnesota, and Florida. But I looked up Florida, and Florida's community solar is pretty screwed up because there is no guaranteed savings at all. Like zero.
Okay. Unfortunately, yeah.
And some of these, like Minnesota, has changed theirs, that you have to be careful about what you have to make sure that you're going into a program that has guaranteed savings, because they've changed the way that their program runs, where it looks like the actual provider may be getting a little bit less help in incentive, I guess. So I don't know. I don't remember all the details, but I remember reading it when I was trying to find out what's the percentage that people are going to save by going with community solar, because it varies all across the map, because it does depend upon what the state is and the utility is doing for community solar. So anyway, but yeah, I don't want to delve too much into that, but yeah, I was so stoked about that. And I did write down your idea, so I appreciate that idea about the newsletters.
Oh, no problem.
Getting emails. The other thing I did was, so I got this phone 1 year ago, and with it came with two.
You can swap the video. I can barely see you because you.
Sorry, let me get rid of the.
You're good. There we go. All right, so you got a phone 2 years ago.
I got the phone a year ago. With it, I got Google, their 2 terabyte subscription for free for 12 months. And I didn't realize that it actually charged me in December 1st, but whatever. But I knew I wanted to get out of that. But I had like 140 gig of stuff in there. And I'm like, I got to scale that back. Well, what is it mostly? Yeah, it's mostly videos. Is the biggest portion of it. So I'm like, all right, I can either delete these because I've pretty much used them all, or I can just do what I've been meaning to do, and that is get this all onto my NAS. And so there is a program called Immich. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's Immich, and it is a Google Photos replacement. I mean, it looks exactly like Google Photos, but cool. Instead of having it be in the cloud, it's on your NAS. And so, and it was difficult to install. I actually asked Claude for help, and all the things it was telling me to do, it wasn't working. And so it finally threw up its arms and went, okay, we're just going to do it from like the ground up. We're just forget all the tools that will make it easier to modify in the future. We're just going to freaking write the Docker Compose file completely so that we know that it works. And even when I did that, it was creating some spaces which was causing some syntax problems. And again, providing exactly the error results, it knows what's wrong, and then it can go back into its own code and make the corrections. So it did that and finally got it working, and was able to basically upload directly from Google Photos into the NAS. So I didn't have to go to my computer first and then there.
As a go-between. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, so I did all that. So then that was all in there. And then the other part of it was the, so that allows me when I'm local to be able to view my photos, but it doesn't allow me when I'm away from home.
Correct.
So then I installed Tailscale on my NAS, and I already had Tailscale on my phone to
create that VPN.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically it creates the VPN. It's not technically a VPN, but it's
Sure,
it's
sure,
that
sure.
it's that service provider that does the magic in between to map from one place to another and allow it to
Yep.
communicate. And that's working great. And the best thing
Okay.
is the way that Immich, the application on your phone is it's like if you are local, you go through this IP address. If you are on cellular, then you go through this IP address. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's working great. The only thing the only thing I still had to do was delete all the videos and all the pictures, which I finally did today. That's a whole thing. You can't do a select all, or not easily anyway.
Because that
Yeah.
would make sense.
Yes,
Yep.
of course. But I still have a number of videos on there that my daughter's currently downloading because I shared them with her.
Okay.
She
Okay.
had she does like punk music. And
Okay.
she goes to class every Sunday. And anyway, so I went to her concert. So the videos are from her concerts.
Okay.
So once she downloads them, then I will have nothing on Google Photo. Then I needed to actually go through and clean up my email that I've had since 2006. I've had a Gmail account since 2006. And
I still have my Hotmail account, so it's okay.
Yeah.
It still exists. I haven't used it forever. I have access to it. I probably check it once a year.
I don't even check it once a year. I still have my
Yeah.
Hotmail account. That's actually what's associated with my Microsoft account.
Oh, got you. Yep.
Because back then you had to have a Hotmail account because that's
Yep.
Hotmail and Microsoft were together. So
Yep.
but yeah, I had to just basically start going through. And so what I ended up doing is I just started looking at where my emails were coming from right now and be like, yep, that's an ad that I'm sure I've gotten like a million times of various things. So then instead of just like searching for the subject where you might pick up other things, because the actual search, if you just type in a search, it'll just pick up almost random things, it seems like sometimes. So what I ended up doing was I would go into that email, copy the email address, and then search in the from field for only things from that email address, and then delete all of those or send them to the trash.
You were in like declutter mode, it sounds like.
Oh, I
Good
was
for
in
you.
total declutter mode. It was I mean, shoot, I had, what was my email up to? It was almost 15 gig just in email. And now I got it down
my
to
inbox
so
has
much.
36,000 emails in it right now in my personal email, and I don't touch it. I just leave it.
Well, mine, and I'm not even talking about all, I'm just talking about unread.
Oh,
at
yeah.
240,000 unread emails.
That's crazy. And were you paying for like additional space then?
I was, but I didn't have to. I mean, I was still below 15 gig
Okay.
even with that.
Okay,
But obviously
okay.
I'm bumping up against it pretty closely. So
Yeah, sure,
I've got it
sure.
down to 12. Oh, the other thing I did was I moved my backup, my phone backup from, in fact, I got to see where it's at, see if it finished. Because I started the backup when I got home. But I moved it from that account that's really full to another account that's not full at all. So that's about another, and I don't get this. This phone has only either 256 or 512 meg space on it, but yet my backup is 1.25 gig. I don't know how that's the
It
case.
might have historical snapshots, like based off of like, is
It
where
could
my
be.
thought is.
Yeah, that could be.
Because like I'm a terrible example. Like I always I had Android until I bought the new iPhone 17 Pro Max. Now that was
We
a
can't
business.
be friends.
I know. Trust me, I've been on Android for like 15 years. I finally made the move to it just because of some of the quality. And I moved to the iPhone Pro. Now, I would never have bought this on my own unless it was a business expense. Like usually I buy the $200 phone used from Gazelle. Like that's been me. So I have the Samsung 22 Plus or whatever. That was what I had previously. Now I have this phone. And when I went to it, I'm like going through it and it's like, oh, upgrade your iPhone space, your backup, your iCloud, whatever it's called. Like, and I'm like, I don't want to upgrade. I don't need it for anything. And I'm going through like iCloud and like disable. I'm like, I don't need you to back up any of this stuff.
Right.
And it's already, I've disabled almost everything. And it's like, oh, your space is full. And I'm like, from what? Because it's trying to make all these snapshots. And I've
Yep.
added all the, see what I've done is I've added all my apps on there now. Like I took all the time, moved my app. I didn't do any moves. I created everything, I did everything. And because of all the apps I've downloaded, it's like, oh, we're trying to back up your phone. And I've turned everything off. So it's still filled up that like 5 gigs of space on just apps. And I'm like, can you imagine how much money I'm going to spend if I want to back up like everything else, like photos and all that junk? But I'm bad in that regard. Like I should say I'm bad. I have it. My setup is my phone and my wife's phone both have Dropbox on it. We've had this for 10 plus years. So our photos all go to one folder. So there's like 116,000 photos in this one folder on Dropbox. Like you load that folder and it just like chugs like on a computer. So then what I did was I use QNAP at home, my QNAP setup.
Yep.
And I have 64 terabytes of QNAP storage, an older QNAP, but it's still running great. Anyways, I have that. They have what's it called? They have their own OS and they have their own apps. I can't remember the name of the app, but it's a backup app. Like it's fully for syncing. So I have Dropbox sync to my QNAP every single night. So it's running that sync and it's just matches it type of deal. So whatever's on Dropbox is, if something ever happened to Dropbox, whatever, I have everything locally, which is great. And then what I do is I use, but Dropbox storage is expensive, right? Like photos aren't that much. Dropbox is like $100 a year. I'm like, okay. But then I have every video I've ever recorded since I started YouTube in the raw form. I have all my thumbnails. I have all my final videos. And that's why like in my YouTube videos, you'll see like a clip from like 4 years ago. Just pop like in, because I can access them and I have them all labeled under the name of the video. So I can easily search for it. So it's fantastic as a content creator, but that's massive. Like that is a lot of storage. I used to do everything in 1080. Now I do everything in 4K. I have for the last 2 years. So it builds up quickly, but I keep everything. It's massive. I can't send that to Dropbox like as a like offsite backup type of deal. So what I use is I use the program within QNAP has like 50 different cloud services that it connects with, has the connection with it. And I found one that I never heard of, but it's worked great, called Wasabi. And it's been great. Literally, I'm paying like $23 was my bill last month that Wasabi invoiced me for. And it's just terabytes of storage out there, like insane. So I have that. My VMs are backed up off site for some like things. Like it's worked out really, really well. So yeah, I'm using multiple different products for my backups. I'm writing them all off as a business expense, so I'm not as concerned about it. But yeah, I love the fact of like being able to bring your photos like locally. I think that's awesome. Good for you.
So the funny you mentioned that. So I have been talking to a NAS maker, NAS manufacturer, and been talking to them about them sending me a NAS. Hopefully they will, because I have 2 terabytes. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my backup NAS that I currently have, and that currently has 15 terabytes of backup space. And I'll add another 5 terabytes to that because I have a Seagate external drive, and Seagates, you can actually shuck the drives, meaning that you can remove the drive from it and actually it'll become an internal drive. Inside is an internal drive, so you can just shuck it and use it immediately. Others, they've made them now that you can't shuck them anymore because they've more like hardwired it where they don't have the right connectors anymore. Anyway, so it'll eventually have at least 20 terabytes of storage, and I plan on sending that to Mr. Goat's house, and he's going to send one to me, and we're going to have each other's offsite storage.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so that'll be really cool, and he won't have this like kludgy looking thing. It'll actually be a nice looking box that will still be expandable. I think the one I'm looking at, I think, has 6 drive bays. And it already comes with Unraid, and so paid Unraid. So I'm really looking forward. Hopefully I get that. And there's no guarantees. I've been in contact with them. They're like, sorry, this is what's going on. They've been very communicative, and they're not ghosting me or anything. So
that's nice.
So anyway, so hopefully once I get that, obviously I'll do a video on it. But I'm really looking forward to getting that and getting that in place. Because yeah, the other good thing about Immich was that it does a lot of the searches. It has a lot of like machine learning and things in there where it makes it easier to search for specific pictures.
Oh, so yeah,
videos.
that's
So-
totally different. Yeah.
Right. So what you're talking about is, yeah, you're having to name things a certain thing so that you know
Correct.
how
Yep.
to search for it. In this case,
Yep.
it should hopefully be doing that somewhat for you. I haven't tested any of it. I'm just reading
Wow.
on it. So, but anyway, but I'm so happy that I got that in place. And like I said, the using Claude has been an absolute game changer for me. Now what I need to do is I need to get I'd had plans. I'm probably gonna postpone it, but I had plans to I installed N8N, but I didn't get it fully working, which is an automation tool. So that'll probably get put on the back burner. I have so many other things I want to do. Oh, and then the other thing, which you should know, do you still have a Timpi node running?
I do, and I've done nothing. Like I have it, but what should I know? I feel like I should know something.
You
You're
should
gonna tell
definitely
me.
know something. If you
Okay.
have a Timpi node, you need to update before December 31st.
Oh my God, these projects and they're stupid. Why do you have to do auto update? Come on, what year are we in?
Hang on. So Snapshot nodes with the new update, it will auto update. So going forward, it will auto update. This is the last time we will have to manually update it.
You guys hear that? I'm gonna quote that right there. All right, all right. This guy.
Yeah. So anyway, so it's yeah, definitely if you have any of the nodes, like I have a GeoCore and a Snaptron node, so I had to update both of them.
Okay.
It was actually pretty easy, but read the instructions from the
Making a
top.
note now.
Don't look at the like I was looking at the Snaptron node and I looked at the table of contents. And so what am I going to look for? Update. So I go down to update and it says, here's the process to update. No, that's not the process for updating. That's the process for updating if you need to manually update because the automatic update doesn't work with the new version. It has nothing to do with the old version. At the very top, if you start from the top, it says, if you have the old version, go to step 2 and then go to step 8 and you're good.
Okay, I'll have to look at that. Maybe this is my time to move to Linux. You know, right now I'm still on Windows. It's on my list to move to Linux, so maybe I do that. The only thing I need to talk to Milton, is the one I've talked to a lot about it. He's a great guy. Is how do I I got to look to see like how easy it is to transfer over. Like I already have Windows. I already have like everything set up. How easy is it for me to spin up, like set up a new box and like make sure that everything goes in the same methodology?
It's no different than doing an update because basically doing an update is you're deleting what's there and you're reinstalling, but without.
Isn't there like a key of some kind that associates it with
but if you turn the other one off, if you turn the other one off and you respin up this one over here, it's fine.
Okay, I got to look through it. That's right. I'll have to look through it. Pretty much like setting up new, pretty much is what it is. But yeah, I'll have to look through it. I just added it to my list there, which is good. So
yeah, so when you look at the instructions, you're gonna go through all the steps because it's just like setting up new for you.
Setting up something new. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, which would be good. Yeah, cool. I like it. So you've been busy, man. You must feel productive right now.
I do. I definitely was feeling really good over the last couple days and getting all this stuff done. Oh, and I almost forgot. I got business cards.
You froze. Oh, there we go. You froze for a second, but you're back.
Oh,
all right. Ooh,
I got
look at
business
that.
cards.
Fancy. Are those platinum? Are those like platinum metal right there? Is that what I'm saying?
No.
That's
They're
cool.
glossy.
That's
They're
cool.
glossy,
Good for you.
although-
That's great.
The one thing I wish I did was I wish I had made the text white.
Yes, I was going to mention that.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But,
I mean, you could still read it. It's not hard to read.
Yeah.
It's just I think it would have been better if it was white.
Yeah.
It would have popped a little bit more. But anyway, I'm definitely happy with them. Need those for going to CES.
Yeah.
So
Something I thought about with business cards like that in the past, where like you go to those events, right? And like business cards are nice and I've accumulated them. And then afterwards I'll look at like, okay, like who that was. A lot of the times though, like for me, what I found at Mining Disrupt was a lot of the people I talked to. Now this might be just the mining world, right? Like versus where the world, that world. But in the mining world, first question is like, hey, you got Telegram? Cool. Pull out my phone, scan the person's Telegram, and then you go from there. And then what I will do is when I on Telegram, Like this was what I did this year, which was very different. So let's say I'm talking, I guess I can talk about it. Have you ever heard of Cell GPU? Well, you will, because they'll be on my channel a lot more. I'm partnering up with them. I chatted with them at Mining Disrupt. They reached out to me, want to work together. They buy CPUs, GPUs, mining hardware, all the stuff they buy. You can use their calculator on their site or send them a bulk list, and then they will make you an offer, which is awesome. Like, which is, I think, a great avenue to have. I know Panda works with somebody Pro or begins with a P, where he was selling them retail GPUs and getting back the CMP card. I forgot the company that was.
I don't remember, but
this is pretty much cash. Like you're getting cash type of deal. So anyways, chat. So you'll say I'm chatting with them, and it's like, hey, you guys got Telegram? Great. Scan Telegram, pops up, and then what I do is like, hey, let's take a picture together. So I take a picture and then I drop it in that Telegram conversation. So it's not just a random person like later on where I'm like, who was this person? It's like, oh yeah, that's what they look like. That's their face. We took a picture together. It's not just a random deal. So I did that this year entirely, and that worked out awesome, because then when I got back from the event, I went through my Telegram and I labeled each person. Like after, let's say the person's name is John Smith. After Smith, I put like sellgpu.com. So I know what company they were with, and I added them as a contact. So then in the future, if someone's like, hey, do you have any contacts at Sell GPU? I can look at my Telegram and be like, oh, Sell GPU. Oh yeah, here's John. Like talk with John. Here's his info, type of deal. But what I was thinking about with business cards like that, which reminded me there, was like, man, what if, and I thought about this, was like, could I find a way to take a gift cards to somewhere like $5 to Dunkin' Donuts and have my QR code on that, and then provide that to the person. And like, and then it's, but like, it's not, it doesn't charge me unless it's used, because, you know, people lose things, they throw them away. But then it makes that card more valuable to that person, because it's like, oh, there's a gift card on here. So I was trying to, as you were literally showing me that QR code, I was like, which is great, I love the idea, but it's like, man, how can I tie that in with like making my card more valuable than the next guy? So yeah, if you think of something, feel free. But that's awesome. I'm glad to see you got this.
Yeah, I wonder where I got that idea from. Put the QR code on. I cannot remember for the life of me. Weren't you the one that mentioned right here? Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that was you. Yeah. Although I will say that, I don't know, it was either Crute or it might have been Goat. One of those two said it after you, so they both. It helped reinforce it as a good idea.
I always thought about putting it on my T-shirt, on a T-shirt that I wear, and have a QR code there, and then it's like something fun, like scan my QR code, and you know, hey, scan my back, and it's on your back, a massive QR code, you know, type of deal. Like you know, fun ideas like that, with like I thought about my logo on the front, and then on the back it's like quit checking out my butt, and it's got like the QR code, and then, you know, the people behind me are like, what is this QR code? You know, like something fun there, you know, would be great, because that's what you have to do. You have to that's a great conversational piece, you know what I mean?
That's a good idea. It's too late for that, but I do like that idea. Let me catch up with chat, because we are like a half hour, literally a half hour behind chat. So thank you, Todd Tebow and Mental Mining UK, for those thoughts. I appreciate that. Gaming with Smokey Dan says, the first website I made was using HTML in Notepad. Even added a mailbox GIF for when I got an email. Still have it on my 3.5-inch floppy. Okay, then you definitely predate me in making a website. I made a website with a framework that I can't even remember. I know it was E followed by 3 digits, and I don't remember what it was, like E109 maybe. I don't even remember. It seemed like random numbers. The numbers weren't significant, at least not to anybody that just looked at it. But anyway, I like the features of that one. There were so many other ones that were out there. WordPress was even a thing back then, but I made it for my cycling club, as well as, actually, I forgot, I even made it for the local Park District swim team, the winter swim team. So yeah, so I did a little bit of web development way back in the day, but I hadn't done anything for quite a while. All right, let me see if I'm gonna look through the people that tags. So Todd Tebow says, thanks for that NFO on Immich. I'm not sure what NFO stands for. Not sure. So Todd Tebow, if you're still here, that was quite a while ago. Yeah, goat. Yeah, it's a VPN without a VPN. Yeah, that's what Tailscale basically is. Oh, the service lives on WireGuard. I didn't actually know that they used WireGuard. But interesting. I've used WireGuard before. When I was working with Terra, I used WireGuard with them.
Oh yeah.
And yes, it's kind of like magic. That's what it felt like when you're using Claude. It feels like magic. They probably still kept copies of your files on the cloud. You know, interestingly enough, this is about Claude using in the terminal. I want that it's not on my account in the cloud, those conversations. So it doesn't show it there. But I am curious about that. If when you are using terminal, if they are still storing all that information. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Chef Sass 80, Apple bad, Android good. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. That definitely sums it up. Yeah, we could go through a religious war on that. Playing music to my plants. Okay. Wasabi is great, super cheap, but just an S3 bucket. Yeah, it doesn't have any smarts. It's just storage. I mean, it's like I was looking to use Backblaze. I hadn't heard of Wasabi, so I am kind of curious. I mean,
yeah, take a look. It's cheap.
I thought 2 terabytes with Google was pretty good at only $20 a month. But I know that there's others that I think around the $20 range, you maybe can get 5. But yeah, I'll have to take a look at that. It is nice having things where you know it's in the cloud, you know that it's redundant. You know, there's a lot of security that goes into that. So, all right, let me see. I think I'm catching up.
Yeah, like right now, just to give you an idea, I have 103 terabytes. It was $23.61 last month.
123 terabytes. Wow, that's amazing.
So yeah, to give you an idea on pricing, so it works out awesome there. Yep.
Where the hell am I gonna put a Frankenstein monster box, goat? Where am I supposed to put that? All my rack
Spend
space.
Some real money. Spend some money. Come on now, let's go. Get something newer.
Yeah. Oh, that's interestingly enough. You having deployed, or I don't know if you've deployed it yet, but starting to deploy your Unify system. It really has started making me think, like, what am I going to do this year to make my rigs more attractive to others to rent? And right now, my one limiting factor is the internet. And it's not just the internet, because download, which is the most significant factor, is fine. It's two gig down. And so I have a Threadripper system that has a 10 gig on it, and so it's getting about 1.4 gig down, and it's rented. It's been rented more than anything else right now, and I'm guessing that's because of the speed. So now I'm like, okay, I need to upgrade all of my rigs with a 2.5 terabyte or 2.5 gig card. So I gotta see like what that would be like, and then I need to get a switch.
Like what I did. Yeah.
8, probably just at like I forget which one it is, but an 8, and then have a 10 gig link from my switch. So my switch is a 48 port gig switch, but it has 4
SFP plus.
SFP plus ports. So one of those right now is going to the Threadripper system, but and then obviously one's coming from up here, but the other 2 I could just forward into switches. So the first one I'd put in a switch, and then I'd have 8 ports that I could then use. So, and in fact, I think actually the one I would be using, I think might have 2 SFP plus ports, which means I could take the Threadripper system and actually move it into the switch if I wanted to. Anyway, bottom line is I could at least use 2.5 gig switches. Going to 10 gig at this point is overkill for what I have, and it is a lot more expensive than 2.5 gig. A 2.5 gig 8-port switch right now is $160. That's all.
Yeah, I have
very reasonable.
I have one cloud gateway, the Fiber Cloud Gateway, I then have a 10 gig link to a 8-port, which is I'm calling my core switch. And then I have runs to each of my IDFs. So one IDF is in my closet here. That goes, and that's a 2.5 over to my closet setup there. I have another one that goes out to my shed, and in my shed I have 2 8-ports. One links to the other one, and then I have another run that goes up to my attic, and I have another one there. And so because I only have 8 ports at each, my shed has 16 because I did 2. I do have my 1 gig links there as well, for more ports that are available there. So I just did all, like, that's all running now, and that's actually worked out well, believe it or not. Based off what I'm seeing, Unify actually recommends that you do a core switch versus put everything into the cloud gateway, because when you're loading up like the priorities and everything and assigning them, it allows you to break that down. So I like went through the documentation to look at it, because like, as I was saying the other week, like, I've been in the industry for 20 years. I know what I want to do. It's just how do you do it on these platforms? Like,
Right.
What are they looking for? So yeah, it's been running awesome. It's been running fantastic. So believe it or not, I actually shot you a screenshot of my Vast, and 2 of the rigs you can see are utilizing that to the speeds. They're 2 by 1.8 is what they're showing within Vast. 2 of those rigs are showing that. So they're absolutely utilizing that. Now I got to go and look and see, like, why are some rigs showing it and some not? Like, is it the NIC? Maybe it's the NIC that's in those rigs. I do have some 5 gig NICs that I could put in if it'll fit. My guess is some of the motherboards, if I was to look closely, I bet you those motherboards support 2.5, like they're newer.
Yes.
Which is actually funny, because I just got in. I was talking to you about this one. So I just got in the B550 for that 13090 rig.
Right.
That was running on the 350 that was giving me issues. So right before this stream, I swapped it out. So I'm just going to do a fresh install and get that all back up and running. But I bet you that has a 2.5 if I was to take a closer look. Like, your newer motherboards are supporting that, which will be great. But yeah, the speeds have been great since I started to upgrade that. I did just go ahead and buy 4 of the U7 lights to install throughout the house.
Yep.
Because I've been using Google Mesh, which is great and has been awesome. Like, the Mesh system is fantastic. I have 8 of them. However, Google, the way, and you and I talked about this a little bit, with being able to pass through the IPs back and forth between the two, it just gets messy. So I'm going to run, I'll run a run in my basement. I'll put one in my basement. My living room, I already have a run there. On my top floor, because I have access to my attic and I have plywood down and everything like that, I'm just going to tap in from the ceiling and do a hallway mount, just mount it right in my hallway in my there. And then my last one, I'm going to put out in my shed, and that'll be fantastic coverage. Like, an AP on every floor wired, I think will work out really, really well.
Yeah,
So
really
yes, I am fully into Ubiquity. Like, I am through and through now. You sold me on it.
Hey, Google, suggestion. Make it so you can make your router an access point. Every other platform does it. Jeez.
Yeah, it doesn't allow you to disable it doesn't allow you to disable DHCP, and it wants to manage it, the primary one, which is such a shame, because if not, I would have not have bought those. I would have just stuck with that.
Yeah,
because they've been fantastic.
Yep. And that's what's the shame of it. But yeah, you are fully you're basically appled into the Unify system. And
you know what? Now that I'm in it, it's good. Now that I'm in it,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, do I go their doorbell? Do I get some cameras? Like, dang it. And listen, it's not cheap, but it's inexpensive.
Yeah, they've
versus
gotten much more
competition.
reasonable in price. They are not Apple prices where they're a premium above everything. Now they're competitive. Oh, by the way, this is my latest thing that I want so bad. Sorry, let me get out of this. I did actually pull up that picture, so yeah, interesting.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah,
those two. There we go. This is what I want. The Unify Travel Router.
Oh, funny you bring that up.
This is coming out on Monday. I don't know if all their normal outlets, like I don't know if maybe Micro Center might have these, or if I need to order it only from the
Does it run off
Ubiquiti
of
website.
5G? You put like a SIM card in it?
No, that's the thing. This is a really simple. This is basically so it's a travel router. You can tether to it, so you could tether your phone to it.
Oh, I get you. Okay.
Or use the hotel Wi-Fi. But the beautiful thing is it uses teleport, which is like their built-in VPN. So basically, you tie this to your router at home, your Unify router at home, and now when you basically connect anywhere on the internet, this thing is just like being at home.
I'm gonna get one of those now, Max. I hate you.
I mean,
all the traveling I
$80.
do, all the traveling I do, all the hotels I'm in. Oh yeah, I need that. Okay.
Yeah, it's only $80. It's not bad. and again, is it as speedy as some of the GLI net ones? No, they're not. But you don't need that much speed. It's hotel. It's potato Wi-Fi that you're dealing with. You know, so you're not going to probably get more than 10
to your home network. Yeah.
What was that?
Access to your home network, which is huge.
Yep.
Like
exactly. Yep. So anyway, so I am like, I'm hoping I can get this in time for the trip. I'll return the other one that I got.
Fantastic.
I mean, the other one's good, except it's literally like easily three times the size of this thing. So this thing would be way more easy to carry around. Hell, I would bring this to the show floor. So if I was gonna, because this thing's powered off of 3 watts. 3 watts.
Wow.
So you can hook it up to a battery pack and it'll run forever.
That's fantastic.
So, and I'm like, I don't trust their Wi-Fi. I don't want to be going through their Wi-Fi. I want this thing to be, you know, more secure. And so, yeah, I would totally carry this thing around and hook it up anytime I was going to be, you know, doing anything of substance. Like if I was uploading, you know, to YouTube or something like that, I'd probably use this as well. But anyway, I'm excited to get this thing. Everybody that I've seen that's done a video on it has stated this, like, this thing's great. It can be improved. The speed isn't the speed is good enough for what its intended use is. Is it Wi-Fi 7? No, but Wi-Fi 7, this thing would easily be closer to around $200 easy if you were going to do that, and it would miss its intended market. So it's like, that's not what the intended market of this. You have Wi-Fi 7 and you're traveling, you're going through hotel Wi-Fi. What's the point? So they're like, for the intended market, this is a really good product. But same thing that they also mentioned, it'd be great if there was an eSIM or a place to put a SIM, so you could not even have to hook it up to your phone. I agree. That'd be nice. You can tether, so that's really good too. So anyway, I am looking definitely for that. Going back to the comments, Goat had said at CES, I'm gonna have my business cards for with QR for YouTube, but also have my LinkedIn QR as my phone lock screen wallpaper. So if I meet people, that makes sense to network for my day job. That's a great idea. I actually planned on making like regular business cards too, and I completely forgot. And now it's pretty much too late to do it. And I won't use as many of those cards probably, but I'm hoping to maybe network, because, you know, well, before let me get through the chat, and then I'm going to go through kind of talking about New Year's resolutions, things I'm looking to do this coming year. Let's see. You don't want to jump that. Don't take QR codes to a cybersecurity conference. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Let's see. It's Kind of Magic was a Queen song. Nice. A Queen song reference, actually not an actual Queen song. $6 per terabyte or something. You must have a really good deal if you're doing like 120 something for $23.
Yeah, I can even share my invoice at some point because I get them every month. But I've been on it for a long time now. So some of that stuff you're grandfathered into, which is really convenient.
Oh, I see. But there is one copy of it, like Azure Blob or AWS S3. Meaning that I think when you back up, it's like one big file. Like it's handled like a backup, as opposed to, you can't go to that storage and go file by file, or can you go file by file?
You can go file by file. Yep.
Oh, you can.
Because I had to do when I had some issues with my QNAP a little while back. It actually like wouldn't power on. I rebooted it and it never came back up. long story short, it was the CPU finally went. I mean, this QNAP is probably 8 years old. It's an 8-bay rack mountable QNAP. So I actually ended up having to, I did some research. The CPU is soldered to the board. So it wasn't like, oh, I can replace it. I had to replace the board. Well, it's not under warranty or anything like that. So I actually found a board on eBay. It was like $200. Fastest $200 I ever bought.
Hey,
bought it
know,
off. Yeah.
Do you know who else has a NAS? Unify.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I'm good. So, but I do have on my list next year to replace that NAS unit because it's like, okay, this thing is older. If I have to go to eBay to find parts, it's time to replace it. Like, come on now. It reminds me of back in the day, like the Dell Power Edge that were like 100 to 200 pound units that were super long. And it was like, oh my God, it's time to replace this. So I actually got it off eBay, swapped it in, reconnected everything, and it came back up like there was no difference. Nothing was stored locally, which is fantastic, which worked out really, really well with the QNAP. So yes, very, very lucky because anyways, during that time period, to access files, I had to go into Wasabi's cloud and I could look at I could find everything there down to a file level, which was nice.
Yeah, I actually was kind of kicking myself. So my son's work was getting rid of some old Dell Power Edge servers. And so I'm like, yeah, I'll take them. But this is before I knew what to do with them. And so I ended up actually like putting them out by the curb. And some kid who was like into electronics, like his parents took him away so that he could like dive into it and do what he wanted to do with it. But then that was shortly after that was when I started getting into, you know, this whole AI thing. And then I started getting home lab stuff and I'm kind of like, now I wish I hadn't done that, but it is what it is. Swamp 7, you said 100 gig is cheaper than 10 gig. And I'm thinking you mean or 2.5 gig. How? No, that's not true. 100 gig is not cheaper. That's crazy. That's crazy. By the way, that's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up. So I was trying to figure out on my Octo server, I was trying to figure out how to use my 10 gig ports, and I put that in quotation marks because that's what I thought they were. So I went to go put in an SFP Plus module. I'm like, this doesn't fit. Like,
what is it?
What the heck? So then I like looked it up, and then I'm like, well, it looks like it's 100 gig. So then I pulled the card because it's an OCP 3.0 card. Is what the interface it is. So I pulled it out and I looked at the back. Sure enough, it's a 100 gig card. I'm like, well, I don't know anything I can use with this. Yeah. So thinking about buying,
sell it on eBay. I like
it is. The thing is actually, and he's right in this, the 100 gig card is the same price as the 10 gig card. In fact, the 10 gig card is slightly more expensive than the 100 gig card.
That's crazy.
For OCP 3.0 cards.
Well, it's just like no one's using that. Like it's so rare. Like people utilizing that, I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, but we'll I have a bit of a ways to go before I get to that. That's going to be probably like a February project or so, something like that. Let me get through CES, let me get all the content up, and then handle some of the other projects I want to get to. But I don't know, we'll see. Maybe it'll be sooner rather than later, especially if that one keeps doing as well as it is right now. I just need to get it verified though. It's the 5090 price on it is just sick right now because of it being unverified. If I could get
let me update you on 2 projects of mine.
Sure,
and then I'll let you go. I'll let you go into your New Year's resolutions there because I'll drop off. So my one project is actually my video on Monday, which is I rented a 15-foot U-Haul truck with my son, who's 12, and the video is actually all of this of collecting everything from my garage, my basement, my attic, my shed, here, putting it all into bins, organizing it, and then we actually drove it over to the crypto compound property is what I'm calling it, and organized it, laid it out in the yard, organized it, and then put it all into the shed, make it all super organized. I have a workbench in there, so I've been there like every other day now, working there, which has been fantastic, like having everything in one spot, fully organized. So anyways, you'll see that on Monday. The other thing is my search for a 4090 or a 5090 has been like insane. And so I found that 4090 on eBay. I think I messaged it to you some time ago, and it was for $1,850. and it was like, wow, this is amazing. So I bought it, and it was a Founders Edition 4090 for $1850. Next day, I get a refund, and it's a refund for like $1,600. And so I reached out to eBay, called them up, and was like, what's the deal? This wasn't for the full amount, but why am I like, what happened to the sale? Like, I wanted the card. And they're like, oh, we found the account was a fraudulent fake account. I'm like, well, crap. And I'm like, okay. And I looked it up, and like, eBay doesn't refund you taxes or anything. So like, you spend $1850, but then I get back only 16 something. And I'm like, I'm missing money here. So thankfully they were really cool. They reopened it. They refunded me the full amount. I got that second amount back just from calling, but I looked it up, and it did say like, they do not refund taxes. And that's what it was. That's what it was. It was taxes and fees. So I was super happy about that. Then my second 4090, I was talking with a guy yesterday about, and he's local, and he wanted $22.50 for it. And I'm going back and forth with him, and he's like, oh, shot me more pictures of it. Great. Can you put it into a case? Can you power it up? Can you show me like device manager that says it's running properly? Like, I want to make sure, oh, it's too big for my machine, it won't fit, type of deal. Like, that's why I'm selling it. And I'm like, well, I really need to test it. And then he's like, listen, dude, I have 400 plus positive reviews. Like, look at my seller profile. So I was like, okay. I looked at it, and he was right. He's like, he's like, if you want to test it, you can. Here's the address. He's like, but you're gonna have to come in my house to test it. And I'm like, I don't feel comfortable doing that. Like, I don't know you. Like, I'd have to find somewhere. But like, he's right. He does have a boatload of positive reviews, all of this. But I'm like, I'm not giving the guy $22.50 for a 4090, even though that's probably a good price. I was just like, I could probably offer you $18.50. And he was like, oh, I got a seller next week. And I was like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. If he's like, I got somebody coming next week, like, trying to like haggle me to like get me to up the price. So then I found what I shot you pictures of, and you can feel free to show show the first two pictures. So the first picture is the box, and the second picture is the box opened but not fully opened.
Okay.
So show the box first. That has like, there's no name information, no address information, whatever. And I'm like, where is this? Like, so I was like, why is this guy showing a listing for a 5090 Founders Edition, but like showing the label? I'm like, why is he showing this label? Like, what value does that show? So on that box, on that label, is actually the part number. So if you look up that part number, it actually ends up being a 5090 Founders Edition. But I'm like, where is this guy getting this from? That like, it's got a label for the part number right on the, you know what I mean? Like, where are you buying your hardware?
They all do.
Yeah. Yeah. So then I'm like, I shot him a message, and I'm like, and he was listing this for $26.99. And I'm like, okay, this is a good price, because everywhere I find it, it's like $3,000 or more for these cards. So the second picture is the second picture that I sent you there. And it's just like, that's the cardboard cover. Like, that's not actually the card, right?
All right, there we go.
Yep. So there you go. Pick that. Okay, so that right there. So that's just like the cover for the card, right? Like, that's just like a little cover. So I messaged the guy, and I'm like, hey,
wait, hang on. I got to correct you for a second.
Sure.
That's not a little cover. That freaking set of cardboard weighs like, I swear to God, 10 to 12 pounds. It's
really
crazy.
Okay, it's hardcore.
Without the GPU in it. It's crazy.
Yeah, okay. So I'm like, hey, the price looks good. I told the guy. He's 2 hours from me. So I'm like, I'm willing to make the drive. Like, I'll make the drive. He didn't want to meet halfway. So I'm like, all right, I'll make the drive. But I'm like, brother, I need to be able to see the card. Like, none of your pictures. And he's like, what do you mean? It's in the pictures. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, lift that up and open it. And he's like, I don't want to open it. And I'm like, well, then do you buy a car without like driving it, let alone seeing it? I'm like, you're just showing me the box. So finally he sends me that picture back, and I'm like, thank you. Like, I'm glad there's actually a card in here. So, and he has great reviews on Facebook and stuff like that, which is awesome. So tomorrow he took $100 off if I drive to him, which is 2 hours. So it's a 4-hour drive total in one day.
Yeah.
But it's going to be $2,600. So that's going to be my first 50/90. I was supposed to go today, but we had a crazy ice storm, and him and I both agreed, like, we're not going or going to meet today, but we're going to meet tomorrow. So yes, I'm excited to finally get this card. I hope by next week when we connect, I can say I actually got it and it wasn't a scam or anything. This is going to be
does not look like a scam.
Yeah.
So like those, you see, yeah, you can. Okay. So where my cursor is right here and right here.
Yep.
Those two pieces slide out.
Yeah.
And then you can take the cover off.
Yep. Maybe that's why he was so hesitant, but yeah, so this
he was going to have to somehow pull that thing out. Getting that thing out is not, I mean, you can see there's not much space to like put fingers and stuff. You got to kind of tip it out. And I think he was just wanting to make sure he wasn't going to break anything.
Yeah, that's, and I'm going to ask him though. I mean, he gave me, here's the deal too. He gave me the address for where he works. It's a UPS store, and like gave me the address, and he's like, this is where I work. It's not like I'm meeting him at his house or some random spot. Like, he's like, this is where I work. I have to be there by this time. So I'm like, great, no problem. Like, so like I'm meeting him where he works, like actually there, which will work out really nicely. So this is going to be the first card that's going to force me to build that super micro rig on the Omega frame with the Epic CPU. So I'm excited. I'm excited to finally, you know, kind of jump into that. And then my goal will be to look for 5090s as time goes on and add them to that rig. Because I had I did a video with King, which was great. If you haven't seen
I
it,
saw that today. That was great.
But he had talked about vast and like being able to add rigs and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, fantastic. Like I'll add one, and then when I have the funds to buy another one, I'll do another one. And gaming with Smokey Dan is exactly my thought. He says, wait, he works at UPS. Maybe it fell off a truck. Maybe, but I don't care. At the end of the day, if I'm paying cash for it, like whatever, it's good. So yeah, we'll see what happens for sure. And I always bring my concealed carry along when I go on these like situations just to be safe. I always meet in public places. I bring my concealed carry and I have it outward. Like I have it outwardly showing. So I bring my outwardly holster. So like the person sees I have a sidearm right away. Like, especially when I'm not buying $100 power supply. I'm spending $2,600. Like, so I'm a little, got to be protective. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for it tomorrow.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah, so it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm still trying to catch up on chat here. So
yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Let's see. I'm just looking at all the ones I've gotten tagged on. Tatibo says I'm only a couple years older than him. Back in the 80s, what console game did you play? I did not have a console. My family. I will say though, we did have Pong in the 70s. So, but as far as
was
gaming,
your Pong on an arcade cabinet though?
I don't even remember what. I mean, this thing. I remember it was a white box. It wasn't really much of anything. But
wasn't
again, that was a long
an
time ago.
Atari system.
I never had an Atari system. I never had a gaming system. Honestly, I was into sports growing up, and that's where I spent all my time in sports. I was in scouts.
Yeah, I did.
Well,
I had an Atari.
Yeah, I just didn't have time to play video games.
Yeah, I didn't have an Atari, but my neighbor did, and so that was my first, my first step into a console was playing on an Atari, and it was Donkey Kong was the original game that I had played, and swap the screens around real quick. I'm gonna grab something.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna show you. This is the first game I ever played. I found this at a store. So this is Donkey Kong on the Atari, still in the plastic and the box, and has the game inside of it. And so this was my first video game that I played on a console. I bought it. I keep it on my shelf. It's super hard to find this, but that was the first iteration of where Mario, based off what you say it, was actually shown in a video game. And then his name was Plumber Man. It was not Mario.
Yeah.
Mario did not exist. But then what happened was Nintendo saw how well that character did and all the interest. So that's when they created the entire thing. So that's how that was my first iteration of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I
Yeah,
never
that was
connected those dots.
probably. Yeah, that was probably. That was like probably 91, 92. It definitely wasn't the 80s at that time.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
used to, like in college. Actually, this was even after college. It wasn't even in college. After college, I had a buddy of mine that we both loved to play Sega, but neither one of us had a system. So we would go out and rent
Oh yeah,
a Sega system for a day or two from Blockbuster.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we obviously we'd play. Oh shoot, what the heck? The Crazy Animal. That's the game that was a movie.
Oh, Sonic.
Sonic, thank you. But the one that
Yep.
we really loved to play was the hockey, because it was never about the hockey play. It was about the 2 or 3 seconds you had after the whistle to basically completely cream the other player before it would switch, because it allowed you to do that. And that was the
I wonder
most
if that was
fun.
Blades of Steel. Was that Blades of Steel? Was the name
I
of the
have
game?
no idea.
Or
I thought it was
okay.
NHL something is what I thought the game was,
Okay.
but I don't really recall. But I remember that was really, really fun. I remember we used to play all night. And the women, my wife and somebody was in the church choir with me. That's how I met. Well, it's
Yeah,
kind of strange. So the guy was the brother of the guy who was the church choir director.
Okay.
Again, it was somebody in college who was directing the church. He was a music major. Anyway, so we've stayed friends over the years. But anyway, so that's how I met him, and then he ended up marrying the woman that was the piano player in the church choir.
Okay.
So anyway, we very good friends over the years, and we all hated New Year's. So we would like go rent a hotel room somewhere and just sit.
That's
and
cool.
just completely, because they would live up in Wisconsin now. So we would find someplace in between and just rent a
Okay, that's
hotel room
cool.
and then just hang out. So instead of having like the craziness of New Year's Eve, it was just being chill, have a few drinks, that type of thing.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because I actually talking about hockey not too long ago. I had sent something to Panda, and in the box I put, because I've been slowly collecting like favorite Nintendo games that I've really enjoyed, and I had an extra copy of Blades of Steel, so I sent it to Panda. So in his box he was opening, I was like, oh, he's from Canada, he must love hockey, that stereotype.
Yeah.
So I sent him Blades of Steel. So he like opens the box, he's like, what is this? He's like, this is awesome. So yeah, I had sent him that a while back. So every once in a while you'll see that on his desk when he's working in his basement or whatever. You'll see Blades of Steel in the background.
Swamp 7 says not 4x10 gig, 2x50, 25 gig are supported. Are you saying that I could use that card and use a 20? I thought 25 gig was SFP plus as well. Anyway, well, let's talk afterwards, unless you have something definitive you can put in the chat to be helpful. But yeah, I definitely would like to do something with that. That rig actually is like also the other thing that I've got rented. I've got 14 cards rented, 6 from the Octo server and 3 from the Threadripper system. And then like my 8 card rig right now has only 1 rented last time I checked. So it's not doing as good as it was, but again, it's the holidays, so it really is to be expected.
I've had some rentals here and there on my 3090s, which have been great. They've come and gone, nothing crazy, but I'm finally I think I'm finally getting to the point where each rig has had one little rental with it. So now it's kind of building back up to there. None of mine are verified yet. I'll be very eager to see if my rigs that have the 2.1 down, 1.8 up will get verified here at some point, because those are at 97% and they're not going any higher. They're just stuck. So I'm like, all right,
they just go up really slow.
Yeah.
What I have found is if you have a single GPU rig, probably not going to get verified until you get to 99.8.
And I'm in no rush. That's what I've told people to. I'm like,
it is the long game. I've said that a million times. It's the long game.
Yep.
If you have unverified, you're not going to get rented a lot. Like I said, I am shocked. And I think mainly it's because of partly where I have the price, but mostly because of the speed. And that, like I said, it's 1.4 gig down right now. But yeah, all 3 of those are rented by one person, and then my other 5090 that's also unverified That one is also rented, and those speeds are pretty good. It's like 600 down, 300 up
Okay.
is what that one's at. So no great shakes, but yeah, I definitely want to figure out which one of these actually is 2.5 gig and see how many actual extra cards I would need to get. But yeah. So
Yeah, I bought 5 gig cards that were $30 a pop. And I gotta see though, because I think some of my challenges actually like fitting it in some of these like micro boards. Like, I gotta look like some of these micro ATX boards I have. Like there might not be enough room to fit it in there with the 3090s in there. So I think that might be some of my challenges there. I gotta take a look. I also have to see like which ones are going to be compatible, right? Like which ones are going to work with or if there's anything special I have to do to get it to work with like Linux and Ubuntu and stuff like that. Like that's going to be the big one. Does it pick up on it right away? Does it
it
work,
does.
you know, as a secondary? So that's stuff I'll have to play with. But yeah, definitely want to change that up to try to take advantage of that. But I mean, hey, if I could end up getting all my rigs to 2.5 or the closest to it, that's pretty dang good, I feel like.
Yeah, it definitely does. And like I said, this is the first one that I had that's like that. And with how much it's rented as being unverified, I'm now a firm believer that speed does matter in rentability.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I see that as well. But all right, cool. I'm gonna drop off. You were talking about some of your New Year's resolution stuff, so I'm gonna let you take it from there. As
Sure.
always, Max, was fun, brother. Have a good night. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you do the same. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. See ya. Bye.
All right, see ya. All right, hang on a second. Let me switch back. There we go. Okay. Probably no change for you guys as far as the way it looks, but the sound just is different. So at least the sound setup. So anyway, so yeah, the only other thing, main thing I wanted to talk about, well, again, you guys, hey, no problem. As always, hobbyists, appreciate you joining in. It's always fun. Always fun. Yes, and Happy New Year to you, hobbyists, as well as everybody else. I'm not ready to quite go yet, but checking up on Gaming with Smoky Dan, keeping me honest with my that one word that I'm not going to say because that'll put another drink up. Yeah, I think it was NHL All-Stars. I think you're right, Gaming with Smoky Dan. And I used to play Atari with a few friends. So other people had the gaming systems. My mom was not a believer because she just felt like it wasted so much time. And she's probably not wrong. But I had a lot of free time. Other than doing all these activities, I still had quite a bit of free time. I didn't really do much homework. Didn't need to, thankfully. My teachers were really good. And I kind of had a mind like a steel trap where I didn't need to study. I just listened to what the teacher taught and applied it and then was able to take tests. So only thing I said to have to spend time on is obviously writing English papers. No ChatGPT for us back then to write our papers for us. Game of Smoky Dan, keeping you honest, in 1776. Damn, dude, you could at least like made it in the 20th century sometime. Jeez. All right, so let me actually pull up my get out of here. I want to pull up the description for the video because I put all my notes in, not put all my notes, but put all my subjects in there. So I want to make sure that I hit on those. So bear with me here 1 second while I pull that up. And that. All right. So, I mean, I asked this earlier, but I didn't see too many responses. Thanks, Tativo. I appreciate it. We're not going anywhere yet. We're not done. Not done. What did you guys get for Christmas? What was your favorite Christmas gift? So I'm going to go over some of the things that I got. These weren't necessarily Christmas gifts, but the things I've gotten in the last month. So they're all kind of in here, which is also, so I got a new Tom Talk backpack. because I needed to make sure I had a personal item that was the right size. And so I got this TomTalk backpack that fits within the rules of United. And then in here, I had mentioned before, I got the laptop. I also have an external screen. So I'll be able to take that with me as well. Let me pull out. Also, got this sling. I'm not going to carry the backpack around the show. I don't need to carry that. But this is what I'm going to carry around the show. This will have my battery pack as well as my camera. So this one is also a TomTalk bag. So right now it's going to have a notebook, which I got these small notebooks. I got 2 of these. One I'm currently writing in, but I'll take them both with me. But so I got 2 of these, and then pocket camera, battery pack. It'll have the mic in here, which I don't believe I have in here right now, and cables. What else do I have in here? It'll also be my wallet and phone. So this will be what I will carry around with me, and then I will have that in the bag when I'm going on a flight. And what else do I have in here? I'm trying to remember what else, if there was anything else I purchased. That is, yeah, that's just the battery pack and another notebook down there. Sorry if I'm getting a little quiet because I'm further away from the mic. This is the router, the travel router I currently have. So it's not that big, but it's a lot thicker. This is going to be something I'm going to carry around with me to the show. It'll be just for the hotel. And the other part is, it is not powered via USB-C. It's powered via a, I guess it is powered by 5 volts, 3 amps. So it's like 15 watts. So you can power it by that, but I don't know if I could power this with, I probably could actually, now that I think about it. So this could still work. It's just not, the other one just makes it a lot more simple because I have a Unify system. So I probably will send this back, but it's still good thing. It's a Barrel AX, I think is what it is, by GLI Net. I got a new mouse, new Razer mouse. That's my travel mouse. And then what else did I get in here? Oh, I was talking to you guys about external drive. So this is an external 5 terabyte spinning Rust drive, and I'm gonna take it with me in case I like shoot that much video. But afterwards, I'm going to, and I need to clean it before I go, get everything off of it. But afterwards, I'm gonna shuck this drive once I get the new NAS, hopefully. Other cables. Yeah, pretty much is everything in there. So anyway, so it'll be nice having this just to kind of carry all my tech with me. And oh, the other thing, nice thing about the backpack is having this strap right here to like go over the roller carry-on bag that I have. It'll make it really easy to get through the airport. So, but yeah, that's one thing I got. I'm trying to think of, there was a couple other things I got, and I'm trying to remember what they were. Well, I can show you what my my sister-in-law gave me. So it's a precision screwdriver kit, which I already have an iFixit kit, but this is kind of cool. It comes in like this, and it's like loose. So it's not like everything like has its place type of thing, but it's still pretty cool. So it just has a couple of, let's see if I can open this up without making anything dump out. As you can see, everything's kind of in there, but it's all loose. So it, I guess this is the only thing, the screwdriver is the only thing that's not loose. Everything else is loose in its spot. But it has everything that my iFixit kit does, as well as like one extra thing. It also has this brush, but everything else I already have in the iFixit kit. But anyway, it was kind of cool. It was a nice thought. Oh, then I got, I'm guessing you can hear that, a massaging pillow. So that's already been put to good use. What else did I, but those were actual gifts. I'm trying to remember what else I bought. Obviously I bought a few GPUs. I know I'm forgetting something that I put in downstairs. I did get a 5090 that I did install. I'm forgetting something, but that's okay. But yeah, most of the stuff I was buying was for the trip. I wanted to make sure I had it. Obviously, I just showed you the business cards. That was also for the trip. Now all I got to do is make sure I plan more meetings. I need more meetings. Need more meetings. But wait, there's more. It's not a fanny pack because it doesn't go around the waist. This specifically is a sling. It cannot be worn around the waist with the way it's shaped. At least this particular one. Oh, interesting. Mr. X625. Hey, Max, do you have scheduled meetings with any guys at CES? No, but there's places that know I'm coming, but not scheduled meetings. I need to start really scheduling out those meetings so that I'm not, walking all over the place to get to my meetings. So, yeah. No, I do not have cheese in the bag for the mouse. If I have cheese in that bag, it's for putting in my mouth because I like cheese. I like cheese. Pillow ASMR. Okay, good. You could hear that. Where are the socks? Where are the socks? Where did socks come from? I did not get socks. Not even in my stocking. You can't have enough of those kits. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Is ASRock Rack gonna be there? I don't know, because again, this is Consumer Electronics Show. So I have looked up a bunch of places that, yeah, I'd be really interested in, but they would be more they'd be at a different type of trade show rather than CES. So I'm trying to find those types of companies, but I've not been finding a lot of them where they're saying they're an exhibitor. They might be there. And so I just need to reach out to all these companies and see who's going to be there. But yeah. Let's see. And then last, we'll be interested to hear the DDR stories at CES. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a lot of talk about RAM prices and NVMe prices. And yeah, I'm sure there'll be a ton of talk about that. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm a little nervous about it walking that much. But I also don't normally take painkillers. So I think as long as I'm kind of, I don't want to say doubling up, with Advil or ibuprofen, there's a prescription strength and a over-the-counter strength. In short term, I think a prescription strength, basically that's like 4 pills every 4 hours, I think is okay. Got to be careful about how it treats your kidneys, but yeah, I'm going to start out with 2 and then go up from there if I need to. But the hip's been feeling okay, but the problem is standing, not walking. But even so, sometimes walking, it just gets tired. It just gets really tired. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll manage. It's only 3 days. But yeah, I just got to be smart and figure it out, and I will. Never been in the US, but I really wish to visit CES one day. Nice. And some lights for my tent plus extension cables. Nice. Heat pad mat. Actually, one of the things I was looking at, I'm really thinking about getting, there's a Chirp like back massager, and it actually like pushes up on your back as it rolls, so it stretches out your back, and actually will crack your back. So I'm thinking about getting one of those, but I need to do some more research into that. But I would totally use that. Just lying flat on your back and having something massage up and down your back. Sounds wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Again, because of and obviously it doesn't specifically help the hip, but it does help alleviate, because when you have a bad joint, especially a hip, everything around it is having to compensate. And that's where some of my back pain comes in, is because the back is trying to like guard against the hip, like going out of place, because it's grinding. I think it's bone on bone at this point. So anyway, that leads me into my my New Year's resolutions. So one of my New Year's resolutions is I am going to get certified in for CCNA, Cisco. I forget exactly, but it's network administration. So I'm going to get certified in that. Probably take about 3 to 4 months. In order to do that, I need to develop a schedule and stick to that schedule. So it will definitely make for a busy first quarter, as I still want to continue making videos. But we will see how that goes. But that is the plan. I have also already changed my LinkedIn to be completely IT focused, and had to block people from my company because I didn't want any of them seeing it, because you never know how they're going to react. I've made it clear that I did want to get a position at corporate and get out of the warehouse. I had made that clear probably 8 months ago. No, actually, it's over a year now that I made that clear, or made that was my goal. It hasn't happened yet, but yeah. So anyway, so gonna get that, and hopefully within the next 6 months find an IT position, where either I have something that's a heck of a lot closer to home, or actually be able to work from home for part of the time. That would be awesome. I was gonna get certified, but they wanted to hold me for 48 hours. Have I been working on networking before? I mean, obviously I have networking at home, and from what I've been telling people, like same concepts. You just have to learn how to apply them in a more broad way. There's certainly things that I don't know. I don't know BGP. A lot of the security things I don't know. So those are going to be some things I'm going to have to learn. But I know the basics. You know, I've looked through what they teach, and I'm like, well, I know all that. So I know at least half the material, you know, as far as the concepts. So I don't know. We'll see. But I way back when, yes, I was in network management. I was working for Kemper Financial as a data communication specialist. So I was managing all of their 9.6 baud, well, along with the backbone and everything else, but I was managing their network to all of their brokerage offices, and they all had 9.6. Again, 9600 baud, 9.6K. That was their dedicated link. Yes, 9.6K. That was the speed each of these brokerage offices had for the entire office. When they were, if they ever were doing batches, they would have, we had a couple of 56K modems that were switched links. In other words, they would call in, batch whatever they needed to transmit, and then release it for the next person to, or the next office to batch that. So anyway, but yeah, I have done it before. I have worked in a NOC way back when. It makes me wonder, like, you know, if I just stayed in that job, or because the company after I graduated did want to hire me, but they weren't going to hire me at an electrical engineering rate. They were going to hire me as a data communication specialist rate. And the difference was like about $6,000 or $7,000 a year. So it was significant. So I'm like, well, no, I'm going to go work for Motorola, which seemed like a really smart idea at the time. And, you know, looking back on that, thinking, you know, where would my life be if I had either gone with, stayed with Kemper, or had gone with Wiltel. Wiltel was a company that offered me a job, William Telecommunications Group, and I knew of them because they were the ones that provided the backbone for Kemper Financial. And again, the backbone at that point was, and this was a private backbone, so it was T1s, not T3s, T1. They had a redundant, circular. So they had a link from Chicago to LA, LA to New York, and then New York back to Chicago. So if any one of the links went down, the traffic would just reverse direction so that it would take the link that could. So obviously, if the New York to LA dropped, then that LA traffic would go through Chicago and then back to New York. So you had that redundancy. So yeah, I was very involved in that, and also involved in doing a lot of helping them be more efficient. Documentation was horrible. So I basically over Christmas break, I offered to come in and document all of their cabling from their head end to their mainframe, and from their head end to all of the communications equipment. And so everything that was coming out of the head end was not documented correctly. So I fixed that, and basically said, this is the port it came from, this is the port it's going to. I didn't need any real smarts other than the ability to trace a cable, and that was it. So yeah, I was taking tiles out from a raised floor in order to be able to trace cables, and yeah, it was a very physical job. I wouldn't say demanding necessarily, but it was a very physical job, and yeah, it was good times. And the people I worked with there were great, very supportive, had a lot of fun, even though they were 10, 15 years older than me. But yeah, it was fun. Yeah, except I'm not an electrical engineer anymore. I am by degree, but I'm not doing electrical engineering anymore. Once you get out of the industry, there's not like you can just go back. It changes rapidly. And I could certainly go back into a marketing role, but they think, well, if you've been out of the industry, you must not know anything. And I'm like, dude, I'm a tech guy. I know tech. So yeah, whatever. Is what it is. Yeah. Oh no, not a big fan of cleaning up after others, especially cabling and documentation. Well, it's funny you mentioned that. So the idea probably spawned from my previous summer intern job, where I worked at a bank. And I don't know if it's changed at all. I'm sure it's changed some. But back in the day, back in the 80s, yes, there was direct deposit back in the 80s. It did exist. So I worked at Citibank. I started out working in their credit card processing department, again, just for the summer. And then they're like, yeah, you need to move to this other. So they moved me into direct deposit. And so I was busy trying to help them correct direct deposits that were incoming for the next day. So there's one way to fix those, and there's another way to fix them permanently. They're two completely different documents. And so, yes, we were filling in documents, not web pages, to fix it. So we were just doing the short-term solution because we didn't have time to do the long-term solution. So when it came time for Christmas break, I said, those 3 pages of direct deposits that you get every single day that you have to make corrections to, how about I come in and do the permanent fix for every single one of them? So the list that you will be getting per day is just going to be a few lines. And they're like, you do that? I'm like, yeah, you just got to agree to pay me to do it. And they're like, yep, done. So yeah, I went in there, spent about a week and a half going in 8 hours a day and just writing up those documents and sending them in. So anyway, so that fixer mentality kind of led me to have that same idea for the Datacom, with the basically finding what's your pain point. What is that pain point where you can make the biggest difference? And I talk about that all the time where I work, anywhere where I've worked. And I could look at different departments and say, what's your biggest pain point? It seems like it's this. But anyway, I won't go into all that. But anyway, I always like to look at what's the biggest pain point and how do we fix that? How do we address that? And that's how you can get the biggest bang for the buck. And so anyway, so I think I kind of learned that through my my summer internships. Let's see. Did they hand input? Well, I don't know what they did when they got the basically I don't remember if I sent them or if I faxed them. I don't remember which one it was, but either way, yes, then they had to hand put in what was on that document. Yeah. As opposed to just filling it out and then having it automatically feed into the system, which is the way it is now. Yeah. All right. So again, talking about New Year's resolutions, I said CCNA, obtain IT job. Oh, and then lastly, just do something with the hip, whatever it is. It's time. It's time. I need to be able to walk and exercise. That's the bottom line. And so something's going to happen this year. Don't know yet what. If it's going to be a replacement or if maybe when I go to the doctor, they'll say, oh, no, you need to do X, Y, and Z. I'm hoping for that. Definitely hoping for that. Everything else, I almost went over everything. So AI demand, yes, AI demand is definitely down. But again, that's normal for Christmas break. A lot of people aren't, the roads are empty. So yeah, it's not surprising that when people are relaxing and yeah, there's means that they're not going to be using that AI as much either. So again, not surprising that AI demand is down. Salad, last time I had checked, I now have a 40.90 on salad. It doesn't make a lot. It makes like 11 to 12 cents. Let's see if it's still rented. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, that one's rented like on a CPU job. But yeah, the 40.90 has been rented consistently for a day. It's making about 270 a day, something like that. 270, 280 a day. So again, not huge. I mean, when I'm on Vast and it's rented, it's making $6 a day. It's making more than twice that much. But again, those are verified. These are more comparable to unverified numbers. But I need to figure out what I'm going to do with certain things. Like I'd like to be able to change out that back there to either a 50.90 or a 40.90, but normal 50.90s and 40.90s won't fit in that. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I could do the 50.90 with the, I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, you guys can see it right there is the MSI Supreme liquid. And I could put that in that machine. So I'm kind of thinking about doing that and then selling the 3090. I don't know. Haven't decided, but I have until the end of January to decide what I'm going to do with that, if I'm going to return it. Right now, you can still get that for only $200 more than what I purchased it for. I purchased it for about $2,800. Now you can get it for just over $3,000. So I didn't get like a screaming deal on it or anything. So yeah, I don't know. Have not decided yet. So we'll see. I'll probably decide after I get back from CES what I'm going to do with that. Sorry, I gotta go back to the, so that was salad. I talked about ComEd already, talked about the community solar. I'll be coming out with a video here within the next week. And I will be putting out shorts from this live stream as well. That seems to be doing pretty well, keeping activity on the channel. Let me know, are you guys enjoying those? Or are you guys watching them at all? I mean, you guys are watching it live. Why would you need to watch the shorts, right? So I'm probably pulling more people from other areas, but yeah, I've been using Opus Clip and it seems to be doing pretty darn well as far as views go. And it's been keeping my subscriber count going up. So I will keep doing that. I paid for a year, so I don't know if the allocation I got will last a year. So I might have to buy an additional allocation eventually, but all depends. It really depends on how good the live stream was. Like sometimes the live streams just aren't that interesting, so I won't post anything from them. This one, I think we had some pretty good talking points, so I definitely will be posting shorts from this. All right, I've been going 2 hours and 15 minutes. Let me check. I don't see it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But it looks like people are already leaving because it looks like we're down to about 30 people here. Looks like looks like people's limit is about an hour and a half, 40 minutes. That's what it appears. That seems to be where it started dropping off. Anyway, I appreciate you guys being here. Means a lot. Let me just double check. Max, one question about Vast. In what stage I can be sure my machine is connected to Vast and ready for renting? If I can see my machine on Vast GUI and I can add price and so on. I mean, that's pretty much it. But there are other things in there where you can run self-tests from the Vast CLI. So that's also an indication. But yeah, there's a number of things that you can run. I would definitely suggest going into the Vast Discord. There's a group of guys on there. Just don't tell them you know me because they'll make fun of you. Because they make fun of me all the time. And I know that Mining King in his interview with Hobbyist basically was saying the same thing. They didn't like him because he was bringing attention to the platform and they didn't want more people. They didn't want more competition. Anyway, that's a really good source, and they'll give you a hard time. They'll still provide you information. So, thank you, Todd. I appreciate that very, very much. You're not bored. Well, good. I'm trying not to be boring. I definitely try not to be boring. I saw it. I like that guy. Mining King's a great guy. He really is. I mean, he's the guy that got me into this in the first place. He got everybody into it. He was the point at which all the community, the mining community, got behind. He was one that was sharing all that information. So yeah, I'm glad he is finding happiness in life, whether it's doing mining, whether it's doing AI, whatever it is. He's finding happiness in his life, and obviously that's what we're on. Why are we here? If it's a good thing to do good things in life, yes, but at the same time, what's the point in life if you can't enjoy it? And I'm glad he's enjoying life. So, toast to you, King. You've done a lot for this community, and we all appreciate it. All right, with that schmaltz out of the way, I am going to. Mr. X65 says it's 5 a.m. here in Denmark. I'm still up and making XMR machines. Nice. Bottom line, like I said, he did a lot for the community, and I do appreciate everything he's done, whether he's in or out at this point. And with that said, I'm going to call it a night. Again, appreciate you all. And as always, no tabs were harmed in the making of this video. Have a good one, everybody. Happy New Year.